Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Juan Powell, Vice President of Real Estate Development with the Community Builders. It's my honor to welcome you to the ribbon cutting ceremony for Phase 1A and 1B of the Armstrong Renaissance project. This project is the first off-site phase of the redevelopment of the Creighton Court community. This project really is a result of the dedication and commitment of so many people, many of whom are here today. We are going to celebrate the opening of 105 units of new housing. The overwhelming majority of those units are affordable housing to provide new housing opportunities for people in this community who very much deserve that. This project indeed is a public-private partnership. It is the result of a collaboration with the City of Richmond, Richmond Redevelopment Housing Authority, finance agencies that are represented here today that will also speak as part of the program. And without that support, it would have been incredibly challenging. But most of all, it's a collaboration between these parties and the community to try to create a community that really does advance housing options for people in this immediate area. At this point, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of Richmond, Mayor Lavar Stoney.
Juan, thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. Well, the last time we were here, we were underneath the tent. It was cold. It was a lot of dirt. It wasn't a lot of structures. Today, that has all changed. I want to welcome everyone to the Armstrong Renaissance, Richmond's newest, vibrant, thriving, and diverse neighborhood. The city entered into this project with ambitious goals. Support the development of a mixed-income community to meet sustainable housing needs in the East End and to deconcentrate poverty. Today, I can proudly say that Armstrong Renaissance is a community of opportunity and a model for affordable housing development in our city moving forward. Now, that could not have happened without each and every partner in this effort. The Richmond Redevelopment Housing Authority, Armstrong Alumni, those from Armstrong High School, Virginia Housing, Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development, and the City of Richmond Housing and Community Development. Give them all a round of applause. And of course, the team who turned community vision into action and tangible change, the Community Builders. Thank you. This team took the community's plan and they ran with it, bringing to fruition this community over the last 6 years. What they've done is they've created a 4,000 square foot community center for after-school activities, a supportive services programming office, open green space to facilitate community activity and recreation, a historical garden to commemorate the unique and powerful legacy of Armstrong High School, and 256 total new homes for Richmond families, a majority of which are low-income housing tax credit compliant. We couldn't have gotten here without working together, collaboratively, unified by a shared belief. Only when every resident of Richmond is securely housed will every resident of Richmond be able to call Richmond truly home. So over the course of this project, I've become more familiar with the development terminology than I've ever thought I'd be. One term I love, community of choice. My goal as mayor is to make Richmond a city of choice in every single sense. We should be known for the vibrancy of our business landscape, for the quality of our schools, for the walkability of our neighborhoods. But most of all, I want us to be known for our opportunity, regardless of where you come from or what you look like. We cannot guarantee all of our 237,000 residents' success, but what we can do is remove the barriers and obstacles to that success, providing them the opportunity. And that's exactly what Armstrong Renaissance is all about. Armstrong Renaissance moves us closer to that ideal. It is a community of choice, but not just for those traditionally afforded the luxury of choice, the affluent. It's a choice for those who need it the most, the many residents of the Creighton core community who will be able to use a family-based voucher to live here. Armstrong Renaissance is a huge step forward in proving that in Richmond, generational poverty is beatable. Affordable housing, affordable home ownership is possible. And aging in comfort, independence, and dignity is encouraged. Lastly, I want to thank the families of Creighton Court. They have been more than patient with not only the city, with RRHA, they've been patient overall. And some may have even lost hope. But let this be a testament that when we work together, we can continue to provide that hope who need the hope the most. And let us remember that we still have residents who will be continually in need of that hope and our investment. Let us come together as a community to make it happen for them. I'm so thankful. I'm proud of all the parties involved in making this happen and proving such a holistic, replicable model for this city moving forward. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Mayor Stoney. Our next speaker is one who's been a constant force, a constant point of support, a constant encourager for what we're trying to accomplish here, and has just been steadfast in her commitment. I'd like to introduce City Council President Cynthia Nubile.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, come on. Good morning, everyone. You know, this is the culmination, this is just 1A and 1B, 105 units of work that has been going on, commitment going on for several years. And so I want to first say thank you to certainly Mayor, administration, the Housing Authority, TCB, our other community partners, and especially Ms. Oles, especially to the residents who had and continue to have the vision for choice for our public housing community families. And this is that opportunity. We have families, and let me just say, and I think I was told I only have 2 minutes, so I'm going to try to work on that. But when we began this, the need for quality, affordable housing was and continues to be of paramount importance. Even more so in the context of this pandemic, we have come to understand even more how critical housing is and quality, affordable housing. This provides and will be responsive to a great amount of that need for our families. And so we're not done yet, but collaboratively you have seen what can happen when we all embrace the same vision for our community, the same hope for our community, and move forward leaning in. And so I simply want to say thank you. Again, the Housing Authority, I want to say thank you to TCB, the mayor, the administration, all of the community partners, residents, and Ms. T, don't try to hide over there. We from before I was on council, you were talking about housing in our community and what that means to have choice and to have quality, affordable housing. I know how now to bounce on floor joists because of you and how far apart they need to be because of that commitment. But the commitment to our community, to our city, to ensure that our families, our public housing community families have choice, and it's choice in terms of quality, affordable housing that's also mixed income, but quality, affordable housing in this development and across this city is the track that we're on. And I simply want to say thank you to everyone who's made this day possible. And I'm going to go on and thank you in advance for the remainder of this project that will come to fruition and provide even more choice for our families, and look forward to that ribbon cutting as well. So thank you. Certainly, I don't want to forget my Armstrong Wildcat alumni. We both attended Armstrong High School, very proud Wildcats, and for your contribution in working with the developers to make sure that we commemorate. This is Armstrong Renaissance, that we commemorate the educational institution that stood here that made way now for housing for our community. So I want to thank you, sir.
Thank you, Council President. This development is truly a joint venture. It's a joint venture between the community builders and Richmond Redevelopment and Housing Authority. We're in this together every step of the way, and we have been since the very beginning. And so this project would not have come to fruition without us literally walking arm in arm to create this. So I would like to next introduce the interim CEO, Stacy Daniel Faison of Richmond Redevelopment and Housing Authority.
Well, I can say it's afternoon, so I will say good afternoon, everyone. I'm Stacy Daniels Faison, and I have the pleasure of serving as the interim CEO for the Richmond Redevelopment and Housing Authority. This is definitely an exciting moment for our RHA because we are able to watch the vision of a community come to fruition. The redevelopment of planning of Creighton Court began 10 years ago. I say 10 years ago. As Cynthia Nubile indicated, this has been a long time coming. We worked in partnership with the City of Richmond, Bon Secours, and Churchill North Business and Families. This idea has now become a reality, a great reality for our families. So we are pleased to stand here today surrounded by our community partners, our development partners, and the families that occupy these modern structures. The Armstrong Renaissance project is about many things. For the families who currently live here and those who will live here, it's a new beginning. It's also about partnerships, joining hands, locking arms, and with like-minded organizations like the community builders, the City of Richmond, the Mayor, Cynthia Nubile as Councilwoman, and others to ensure a better quality of life for those in our community. For RHA, it's about a calling to be our brother's keeper and to do our best to ensure that we provide not just the brick and mortars, but a home. I will repeat, a home for those that we serve. Because for us, it's about the people. The seniors who can sit on their porches and watch children play. The students who can walk to school, the heartbeats, the souls of this community. For us, it's about the impact that our actions will have on these and future generations. Armstrong Renaissance is a resurgence, a coming together of the historic and the contemporary. It's a place where we cherish the memories of what was here and at the same time celebrate the hope of the future that is ahead of us. We thank those of you who join us in this work, who help us bring our ideas into manifestation, and who continue to assist us in building communities and changing lives. I will repeat that, building communities and changing lives. That's who we are, that is what we do, that is our RHA. And I thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Stacy. At the Community Builders, we work with a lot of state finance agencies. In the state of Virginia, we're incredibly fortunate to work with one that is professional, highly competent, high integrity, great transparency, and exceptional leadership. At this point, I'd like to invite Susan Dewey, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Virginia Housing, to come and give a few remarks.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon. It is really a pleasure to be here with you today. And Mr. Mayor, I do remember when we were here before, it was freezing cold. In fact, I remember sitting by you, City Council President Nubile. We were freezing. You were snuggled with me under my coat. We can't do that today, so, but it's good to see you all anyway. So what a wonderful day for this Richmond community and to Virginians looking for an affordable home in the historic and growing Churchill North community. When we were here before, there was just a lot of dirt. But today, when the ribbon is cut, we look around as Armstrong Renaissance opens its doors and is a modern symbol of how we together, united by shared purpose, can help spark the transformation of a community that exemplifies the diverse and vibrant character of our city, Richmond. Virginia Housing is proud to join its partners in this effort to finance the revitalization of Armstrong School into a 21st century apartment community. And of course, none of this would happen if it wasn't for the leadership and the outstanding work of all of you here today. I want to particularly note the community builders working with RRHA. What a wonderful job they have done. And all of the stakeholders, including our mayor, our city council, many of you in this community. I want to also thank my staff who is watching virtually for all of the hard work they are doing. When housing agencies, of course, I'm pleased our state partners, Department of Housing and Community Development, when we work together with developers and housing advocates and citizens, we really can do amazing things and transform our communities. And the proof is right here today. Virginia Housing is committed to working with developers and housing organizations, advocacy organizations, citizens, and others seeking to uplift our Virginia communities through affordable, high-quality housing. Now, I was told you wanted a lesson today about low-income housing tax credits and bond financing, but I'll skip that. I do want to tell you, however, about our new strategic plan, and it focuses on working with public housing authorities to revitalize our communities. It focuses on creating mixed-income properties to help deconcentrate poverty, and promoting inclusive communities to help to address social inequities. And we're all doing that today, right here, aren't we? You know, I did something a little different today, and that is I got here early. So I rode around, and of course, you know, just up the street is Creighton Court. And then I got here, and it was such a sense of hope to drive through this community. And one of the things that I focused on the most was right there. That's where our future leaders are going to play and grow and develop and lead us into a more prosperous future for everyone. So this is just the beginning, folks. A spark that will ignite more revitalization, more investment, more hope for those who need stable, safe housing and want to live in more economically integrated and sustainable communities. Thank you for all you're doing, and we look forward to partnering with you more in our future efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Also in the state of Virginia, we're very fortunate to have another partner where the same accolades and attributes that I spoke about for Virginia Housing are also true. Incredibly competent, incredibly forward-thinking, and just truly a partner in advancing the cause of affordable housing in the state. I'd like to introduce the director of the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development, Eric Johnson. Eric.
Good afternoon. It is truly my honor to be the director of the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development, where we work on partnering for better communities. And I really want to start and end today by congratulating the residents. Housing at its core is about the people that live in a community and their vision for the future. And I want to say that this is a model. The mayor spoke about a model. We and our agency work with communities across the state working on creating more affordable housing and communities of choice and opportunity. And so I want to commend the residents first for their efforts. I also want to congratulate Mayor Stoney, the City Council, and the staff for your competent and strong leadership on showing how affordable housing is at the center of almost all policy issues we face in the Commonwealth, whether it be economic, workforce, education, healthcare. Housing, the home, is central to that effort. Also, congratulations to community builders, RRHA, for all of your partnership and the strong efforts to work on increasing the supply of affordable housing across this great city. I bring congratulations too from Governor Northam, and our agency is really stewards of the financial resources of our state for affordable housing from the federal government and state government. And so I want to talk about two key resources that are a part of this project. One, home dollars, federal HUD dollars that are a part of our affordable and special needs housing program at DHCD. I want to thank our congressional delegation who has supported those funds and is a part of this project. And then I also want to turn to what has been such an exciting and new development in our state is the state's Housing Trust Fund. Those dollars work on homeless reduction grants and on providing subsidized construction loans to incentivize the vision of communities for increasing the supply of affordable housing. Thanks to the Governor and General Assembly last General Assembly session, that fund was doubled, and projects like this could have additional access to those resources. The Governor and General Assembly now, in the special session, have increased the Housing Trust Fund proposed from $7 million annually to $55 million annually, a historic increase in affordable housing for our Commonwealth. And the secret for us at our administrating programs, at the end of the day, when the General Assembly asks for the needs, it comes from application-based, community-led projects. And Richmond has been leading the way in applying for the Housing Trust Fund and utilizing those funds, which has been helpful to the whole Commonwealth in new resources being available. So again, I want to thank the city, the partners, and the residents for leading on housing issues, and leave you with two thoughts: that the pandemic has shown how critical the home is to health, and really so much the city's leadership, the state, working on evictions prevention, working on the critical public crisis needs of the moment. But the key is the future. The key is long-term investments in additional affordable housing that's community-driven, community-led. And so projects like this are leading the way in ensuring residents, Virginians across the Commonwealth, have access to new resources like this. We're at DHCD humbled to be a small part of that effort, and we look forward to many more ribbon cuttings like this that are resident-driven, and thank you for your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. We also have another very important partner in this project, one that has influenced this project in numerous ways and has really just participated in numerous meetings, provided just hours of input and feedback, and this project is absolutely better due to this organization and due to the organization's leadership. That organization is the Armstrong Alumni Coalition. I'd like to welcome Mr. Thomas Hicks.
Well, I can say good afternoon to everyone. We've got some wildcats in the house. Can I hear you? Do we have any Hampton Pirates in the house? Yes, we do. To the President of the Richmond City Council, we're proud of you. Mr. Mayor, I can't vote for you on November the 3rd, because I did it on September the 18th. I just want to say that we are here as alumni to preserve the history and legacy of Armstrong High School, as well as the namesake for which it was named. We are so proud that this development is being named Armstrong Renaissance. Armstrong Renaissance. After a Civil War general who fought on the right side, but more so than that, a great humanitarian for building the earthen works around Fort Monroe with escaped slaves. He noticed that even after their hard days of work, they were busy learning how to read and write. So, at the end of the war, at the age of 29, he founded Hampton's Agriculture and Norm School, which became Hampton Institute, that today is Hampton University. He catered that education to those who were underserved, who were denied. Free slaves, Native American Indians, and women, to make them part of the we are the people. Who are the people? All of us are the people. For that, I say he's a great humanitarian. He deserves all the credit he can get. Take down those statues, and let's build some more Renaissance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hicks. We're also fortunate to have another speaker here, one who's been active on the front lines of engagement for the residents of Creighton, for the residents of public housing, who's been consistently involved, consistently sharing her wisdom and input. And I'd like to introduce to you Ms. Marilyn Oles, the Creighton Court Resident Tenant Council President.
Oh, wow. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a good time and a good space. I won't use up my time talking about those folks that made it happen. You all have been spoken upon. My time is for the people that are really affected, the residents of Creighton Court that has moved here, and those remaining residents that's on the other side. This couldn't have happened until the timing was right. Everybody had a set date, but only one who have all the knowledge of it all know the right time. The conditions of public housing living for those persons that live on those properties today, it ain't easy. Freedom, a choice not to live in a community where you can't go outside, to live in a community where you are imprisoned by your own children. The conditions that we have lived under, the place we have lived in, 60 some odd years Creighton has stood. It was a good beginning, but the ending wasn't so pretty. My residents have the opportunity to move. Buildings have been built that my residents of public housing are afforded the opportunity of a choice, not to no longer feel as a prisoner in those concrete walls. An opportunity for children not to be targeted by their address. Creighton Court, Fairfield Court, Wilkham Court. It's almost like you step a tattoo on their head that they're worthless. A territory of property of people who have been downgraded because they live in public housing. Keep those people over there. We are all one people. And I think everybody that has a hand, a commitment to see a change. They said 10 years. I've been in Creighton all my life. I'm 71 years old. It won't 10 years, it's been 20 years of wanting to change Creighton for whatever reasons. It was not the time. Could you imagine being afraid to get out your car to go into your homes at night, to look out your window? Do sounds of gunshots echo through your house? Do you put your children in bathtubs, sleep on the floor, walk under the window because of random shootings where you live and trying to raise your children? That is the worst feeling that could ever been put on those big six public housing. Yes, let Creighton be the beginning of a new change. Give people the right to breathe. Go outside and catch some fresh air, not a bullet. Think about what has been done when this property gave some of us the opportunity to get out. The minds, the peace, and the comfort of a safe home that I can afford. A place where I'm connected with different people so my children can be educated in all walks of life and not just one. I thank you for the cake. Can't wait for the icing. I'm telling you guys, I thank you for it. Because when you finish across the street, that's the icing. God bless you all. Thank you.
Let's give Ms. Oles another hand. At this point, we think it's really fitting to invite one of the residents who lives here at Armstrong Renaissance to come forth and give us remarks about life, how it is, how it was. So I'm going to invite Ms. Carolyn Trent Hayes, Ms. Carolyn Trent Hayes to come forward at this point. Thank you, Ms. Hayes.
Good afternoon. My name is Caroline Hayes Trent. And I just want to say something about what Marilyn said because I used to be a resident of Creighton Court. Everything she said was right. And I used to see her at all the meetings trying to help all the people in Creighton Court. So I can relate what she's saying because I was one of the ones that had to get on the floor. My children were scared to come to my house because they scared they was going to get shot. So you are right. And I came from Creighton Court last year of November. This year, November next month would be a year. I lived over there at 3200 Raspberry Boulevard, apartment 1119, in the high rise. And when I first moved over here, I was like happy. I was overwhelmed because I didn't have to put up with all the stuff that was going on in Creighton Court. And I like where I live. I love the place. And I tell the contractors all the time, y'all really outdid yourself. And they did. They made a beautiful place for us to live. And another thing, I had some concerns when I moved here, but I took my concerns to the project manager and the community life, and we got things straight. So now we have security that is on top of their job. We have maintenance that's on top of their job. We have cleanup crew that comes here that's on top of their job. So right now, I don't have any complaints. Everything is going the way that it should. And I was okay until Shelby caught me coming over here. I was nervous, I was everything. I didn't think she was gonna mess with me, but she did. And told me I was gonna be on the news. I said, on the news? She said, yeah, watch at 5:30. Yeah. But anyway, I have 3 children, 7 grandchildren, and I'm a great-grandmother. And with that being said, thank y'all. Thank all of y'all. You too, Marilyn. I can't leave you out. Everybody that was a part of this project, I want to thank all of y'all because y'all made a better place for us to live. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hayes. We're coming to the end of our program. I would just like to thank a few of our partners who are not likely here today, but were very critical in the success of this project. I will just name some of our additional financial partners: Chase, Federal Home Loan Bank of Atlanta, RBC Capital, Timmons Group, who was our civil engineer, Torty Gallows, who was our architect, KBS, who's our general contractor, and SL Nussbaum, who is our property manager. I'd also like to thank, because of the pandemic, a lot of my colleagues from the community builders who were very instrumental in the success of this project aren't here, but if I could name a few: Rob Fossey, Jennifer Snyder, Emily Phillips, Michael Gray, Jim Rushford, and Sathya Morthy. And that was really the team that really was on the ground, really pushing to make this project a success. We asked that everyone stop by the table. We have lunches, box lunches, we have water, and we also have a commemorative mug. Again, I would like to thank everyone for coming out. I would like to thank everyone for their engagement on this project, and we look forward to continuing with the next phases here, as well as the redevelopment of Creighton Court. Thank you all. Please be blessed.